Hey, how's it going, Dr. Calhorn? This is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. We are a local and online marketing agency here in the Springs. Um, Barbara sent us over to you, said that you might be interested in doing some SEO work for your site. And so I figured I'd do this video analysis and just kind of go over exactly what I can see as a search marketer so you kind of understand how we operate as well as how we'd go about ranking you and do some analysis on the site so you know that we're legit and really know what we're talking about. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. The first thing I did was I pulled up your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a site on the SEO front and really dive deep into kind of what's going on there. So what I can see right off the bat is your title. Here it says General Dentist, Colorado Springs CO, Jade Dental Professionals Downtown. It says Dr. Paul Rigg D. And I'm not sure if Dr. Paul Rigg still works there because I couldn't find it on the website. The only one that I could find was you, Dr. Calhorn. So if he's not relevant over there, we definitely want to make sure we clean that up and update it so that it reflects the correct dentists that work there, right? There's been a little bit of SEO work done. I can see that because there's these referring domains and backlinks. In case you didn't know what a referring domain backlinks, it's a big part of Google's algorithm in determining how highly you rank for the keywords you want to rank for past your competitors, as well as how quickly you get there. And what it is basically it's the number of websites that link back to your website via hyperlink. So if there's a blog out there that's called the dentalblog.com and they make a new blog post and they say, if you're looking for the best dentist in Colorado Springs, check out jadedentalprofessionals.net, and there'd be a hyperlink that links back to your site. And so what Google does is they have a bunch of website crawlers that crawl through all the hundreds of millions of sites that are out there on the internet, and they look for these hyperlinks. What they do with that information is basically they give you credit for the number of websites that are linking back to your site. And so at the end of the day, you want a lot of these websites to link back to your site because it shows Google that you're the kind of website that other websites like to talk about, and you're just trusted because a lot of websites are linking back to you, right? And so you want a lot of these. One thing that I do want to mention is that not all websites are treated the same in terms of how much credit you get. And there is a reason for concern because you have 0 DR right here, which basically means the websites that are linking back to your website are not the best quality ones that we could get. And so when you don't get a lot of quality websites linking back, then it kind of is a red, it's not like a red flag, but it's kind of like a yellow flag in Google's eyes. They're like, well, they're getting a lot of mentions from the websites, but they're not like the best kind of websites, so we're not going to give them as much credit. And so then you're not going to rank as highly and things like that. And so we just want to make sure we clean that up and make sure we only grab the best in websites that are linking back to you and clean up anything else, and then continue to do our networking and things like that to help websites talk about your site. So we've built a lot of influence here in the Springs location, and so we have a lot of connections with bloggers and things like that that would be able to mention your site and then your site would be able to get credit for it and then start building the authority and start ranking for the various keywords. And so that's the kind of thing that we do. Kind of the advantages that we have as being a local online marketing agency here local to the Springs, and we definitely be able to provide you results. So right here I pulled up your organic keywords tab. It allows me to look at the metrics of a site and see kind of where you're at with everything. So Jade Dental, you held the #1 spot. Fantastic, because obviously that's your brand name and you want to have the #1 spot for that when people search your keyword. Kind of going down the line, Downtown Dentist, Colorado Springs, you are on the 7th spot for that. We definitely want to make sure that you are on the first page. Good news is that you're on the 7th spot, which means that we only need to do a little bit of work for you to start getting the top of the page for that keyword, and you're going to start getting even more traffic, a lot more traffic to your site because of that. Dental Colorado Springs CO looks like you're on the 16th spot, which means you're in the middle of the second page. And then I can just kind of go down the list. This is a really good situation for us to be in because you're hovering at the bottom of the second page, maybe a little bit on the third page, and some keywords on the bottom of the first page, which means that you're not starting from scratch, you're not starting from zero, and it means that our SEO campaign and efforts are going to go that much further when we really take this SEO and really take it up a notch and really do correct SEO and the way that Google's looking for it, start getting you ranked for these keywords. Dentist Colorado Springs is a keyword you absolutely want to rank for. It looks like you're on the 36th spot for that, and we'd obviously help you with it. And so, yeah, there's tons of potential. There is so much business, so many people that are looking for dental work in Colorado Springs that can afford it. It's ridiculous. And so once you are on the first page and at the top of the first page, ideally for all these keywords, your business is just um, going to be ridiculous. It's just going to blow up. Now, obviously I can't give you hard numbers, but what I can tell you is that we had one client that's who's called Arm Window Tint, and they're in like the car window tint space. They were hovering like on the bottom of the first page, the middle of the second page when we first picked them up, and now they're on the top of the first page for almost all the keywords they want to go after, and they've just blown up their business. It's like they're year over year they're doing almost 3 times as much as what they did, and so it's just crazy just how much business that they're getting. And dentists and the number of people that are searching for dentists in Colorado Springs is even larger than window tint. And so we know the potential of what we could do for you if we were to be on the first page. And that's kind of the situation we want to be in, right? Because when you're getting a ton of business, then obviously it makes sense for you to keep on working with us. And then obviously that pays us. And it's just a mutually beneficial situation for us to be in the most ideal situation. All right. Besides the actual SEO on the site, I do want to encourage us to take a look, think about kind of revamping the site. What we want to do is when someone lands on the site, we want to make sure that your website is nicer than your competitor's website, right? Because so many people, when they're searching for this keyword, right, they're not, thinking about the store and then imagining like what it's like to go in there and then like looking at your web image and things like that. They're looking at the overall image, and if it doesn't look nice as some of the other websites they visited, it just doesn't get the vibe that you're as legit and that you are serious about taking care of them. That's just how the nature of this works, and we just know because we've been able to revamp websites and be able to really convert a lot more of the visitors that go to the site into inquiries and appointments and things like that. And so I would recommend it. Like these kinds of images, what we want to do is we probably want to add them up to the slider page. This is a great image right here. I would keep this one, but we want more validation. But this right here is just a little bit tacky, and we just want to clean that up. I love these video testimonials because it's something that a lot of other websites aren't doing that you're doing, which is really nice. And you get all these reviews on here, which is fantastic. And you got the Facebook page, but I mean, everything, all this could be laid out better than what it is right now, right? And so that's what we want to clean up. Services, Dr. Calhorn. I would So I think that this page also could use revamped as well. I'm confident that people would click on this right here and look at your author bio, and then if it's as short as this, I don't think people are going to be as convinced. Yeah, so we just want to kind of interview you and just get you some information and then revamp the content on there. This one could be really good if you had a catchy infographic, some images and things like that. Your financial forms, contact us, about us page. I would want like a dentist team as well, right? So we know exactly who the office manager and who the team is, not just Dr. Calhorn. So clean that up as well. Let's see. Oh, the last thing that I wanted to show you was we do have to clean your brand authority or your branding and your image and your reputation management, because you're getting a lot of these no good ratings on besides Facebook, MapQuest, Yelp, and Yelp. You're not getting a very good rating, and this is going to hurt your business when people search up Jade Dental. And it actually, I know it's hurting your business right now as we speak because of the fact that you're getting a lot of these negative reviews. So we need to clean that up. We can do one of two things. We can encourage people to write better reviews on Yelp, which kind of ties into reputation management. Or what we can do is we can actually make a lot of other of your social profiles rank higher than these. So we'll make this one show up at the second page or second spot, like maybe this BBB page in the third spot. And so we push all of these ratings over to the second page. And that's going to be huge because 95% of people actually only stay on the first page when they search a specific keyword into Google. So when someone's typing in Jade Dental, it's very, very rare that they're going to actually hit the second page. And so we can push these over to the second page so you don't get that. And then obviously same with Google reviews. We'd encourage people to, this one obviously you can't just remove, and we just encourage people to get you better reviews, right? So I hope at the very least you got some insight out of this. We're very serious about what we do. We've worked with Woodman Dentistry with Dwayne Moore, their Hill Dentistry with Dr. Hill, and we're very familiar with the niche and what kind of results we can provide for you, as well as just being familiar with the Springs, because obviously we're local here. We can meet you in person, we can talk via the phone number, or we can email back and forth, whatever suits your boat, and just kind of go from there. But appreciate it. Like I said, I hope you got some insight out of this at the very least, and would love to talk to you further about this. Okay, thank you.